Hi friends, and welcome back to Lemon Tree Corner. My name is Heather if you're new here, and we do crafty things. I make project bags and purses and things like that, and also do crochet and some adult coloring. So welcome, welcome. And for all of you coming back, thank you for coming back each week. I really appreciate your support and your time and attention. So let's get started. We are just jamming along with the projects that we need to complete before the craft fair. The only thing we have left are the sachets, and I think I'm going to do those next week. So this week in the studio, we're going to be making more of the pyramid pouches. Oh, so I've got all this gorgeous fabric left over from last year's yarn crawl. All the fun fabrics like the aprons and the berries and that kind of thing. So we're gonna go ahead and cut out our pyramid pouches. I have to look up which size we went for. I made two sizes and one was too big. So good thing I make videos because I don't know that I wrote that down anywhere. So I'm gonna have to get the bag and we'll have to measure it and figure that out. In fact, let's go get the bag now and take a look at it. I believe this was the correct size one. So let's measure that. Whew. I'm tuckered out. It's been a long day. 9? I'll have to look back at the video to make sure. This seems like it's 9, but it's kind of hard because it's curved. I think it's 9, which means it would be a 9.5 square. And then we sew it together and I make a little loop. I think we made the loop smaller, although this is big enough for you to get your wrist around. Might be a little smaller than that. So we'll be doing some alterations on these as well. I don't have any pockets or anything on the inside. It's really just meant to hold like your sock set and your needles and your scissors and that kind of thing. So it doesn't need to really have any other embellishments on the inside. So since I already have one out of this fabric, I don't know what we're doing with that fabric. The other thing I can do with this leftover fabric is make some more of those pencil pouches or coin purses, so that's another use for that. And, oh, we do have another thing to make for the craft fair. We're going to try altering that eyeglass pattern. So eyeglass case, maybe we'll do that. We'll do that next week when we're doing the sachets because that's such a fast project that we will try altering the sunglass case. I really liked the idea of making sunglass cases, and in fact, the way I'm going to make the sunglass case, you could also put like needles or scissors in. They would come out the top. I guess you could put a big pair of scissors in there, but they probably wouldn't work for yarny people. I'm probably better off doing more of those pencil pouches or the coin purses for that show. I'm probably going to have to make more of those anyway. So we've got our fun fabrics that would be nice to make those out of. And I decided to tear my Wicked cowl apart. I'm sorry to all of you who liked it. I just wasn't going to wear it in that form. It just wasn't the right form. So what I did is I knotted, I put knots in all the connections since they were already the same size, same length pieces anyway. And I'm making another one of those moonlit shawls. It's not really a shawl, it's more of a scarf. So we are making the moonlit shawl with our leftovers, with our Wicked yarn here. So that's what it looks like. I don't think I'm gonna have enough for the full border. So I'm probably gonna have to alter that because I've only got this much left. So we'll see how that goes. We are also going to do an adult coloring page out of our book. This one looks a lot more approachable than the complicated one that I've done before. So they're just super fun ones. And then when I'm done coloring them, I can put them up on the board. I also have a little thing by the door that holds, I think these are slightly too big for the board, but we can still put it up there anyway. And what I can do is listen to an audiobook while I'm doing the coloring. So I think that's a good way to catch up. I've got about, gosh, it's gotta be 6 to 8 audiobooks that I haven't listened to, that my husband likes listening to them in the car on long drives. but I have not listened to any of them yet, so I've got a lot to catch up on, so that would be a good way to do that. Okay, so that's a lot. So if that sounds like a good time to you, go ahead and grab yourself a cozy beverage or a water, curl up, and let's start cutting some fabric. Unboxing! Okay, so I have these little mats that are underneath my keyboard on my computer. I have one at work and one at home, and I really like them. And they're kind of dirty now because I wind up eating lunch at my desk. So I was like, I should order new ones. I mean, I'll clean the old ones off too, but I figured it would just be nice to have some new ones. Just because I think it's been 2 years and I've really enjoyed having them. And I took the one from work home at Christmas to clean it and then got sidetracked. So I decided to get 2 darker ones since those ones are very light and yellow. So these are from Society 6. If you're interested, they have some cool stuff it's actually stuff that's designed by artists. Ooh, that one's neat. Looks like it's already stained. So if I spill some food on it, it's not a big deal. Which one do we want? That one's probably good for work. This one's super cool. Talk about dark academia. I love that one. We will have this one at home and the other one at work. Not sponsored, by the way. I like their stuff if you're ever looking for like an art print or a pillow and you want it to actually be something created by an artist. I don't know how much money the artists make off of this stuff. They also had a Starry Night one that I wish I had gotten instead of this one. Didn't realize this one was gonna just look so paint splotchy, but that's okay. We'll take that one to work and put this one at home. Why don't we do that right now, actually? And then, I don't know if I should move everything. What do you think, Greg? Should I turn everything off first?
Time for Lucy's treat because she's driving me crazy.
I should probably turn everything off first. Let me turn my computer off first. Very pretty. That'll be nice. And then I can have one for the warmer months, the brighter months, and one for the colder months. That would be nice. I decided to be nailless for a week. Next week is the first week of school, so I'll probably want to do red nails. And the other nails were falling off, so I decided to do this. I had to watch my own video because I did not write anything down last time. So that is a problem. I need to figure out, okay, that's only 9. I need to figure out a better way than just doing this, you know? I need to make like a pattern piece for these things that I make on my own. So I don't know what size zipper. I didn't mention it. I was thinking 9.5 because I said 10-inch squares on the video. But now this is measuring 9, which makes me think it's 9.5-inch squares. 9.5, and this is way too long. I'm definitely going to shorten that. So this is, yeah, that was like 15. I think if I do 10, so if I do 3 by 10 for the handle, and then, I don't know, what do we think? I only did a 1/4-inch seam allowance, but this definitely looks like 9. No, I guess it's 9.5. 9.5 when it's sewn, which means my zipper should be a little shorter. Maybe 9.25. And then tabs, we'll just do 2 by 2 without the interfacing this time, Heather. Not gonna do that mess again. So I already have one in this fabric. Oh. So we can skip this fabric. I can keep this for pencil pouch, anything else we want for that. And this fabric also went with that, so I'm going to set all of that fabric aside. And then, yeah, we're just going to go ahead. I didn't have enough of this to really do anything with, so maybe we can get a coin purse. Yeah, we can definitely get a coin purse out of this. So I need to set fabric aside for things. Ideally, what I would do is, after I iron this, I would cut the pyramid pouch and then like the next size down. So like a coin purse or a pencil pouch. I think for these, since I'm going to take these to yarn crawl, I think a pencil pouch would be cute. But this is only a coin purse size. And then we will just cut down the fabric as we go. So I picked out a new coloring page. These are just kind of difficult to think of what colors are going to work for the drawings and go together on a page. So that's my only problem with these ones, is that, but it's very cute. I'll probably trim this down a little bit so it'll fit in the, I'll have to measure that. Let's measure that and see how big that frame is. It's about 8 3/4. So if I'm going to trim this down to fit in there, I should probably do that now, because this is, oh, that's good. That's only 8 1/2. I'm going to trim this little edge because it's very rough. Forgot I can make eyeglass cases out of some of these too, because they're fun. Okay, I've only got a couple more fabrics to go. There's a lot of fabric here. I was not expecting this much fabric. So I've just been cutting all of them out and putting them together. Expression Fiber Arts came out with a new pattern that I really like. The tutorial seemed pretty easy. It's just, these all make a pattern, all the holes. So you gotta line those up correctly, but other than that, it looks like a good pattern to do. So I've got some leftover Ba La Jolla yarn. Not leftover, but I've got yarn that I purchased to go with another one of Expression Fiber Arts patterns. That's the semicircle pattern, which I really struggled with. So I was thinking I might be better off using it with that one. And since I have jury duty, possibly, I'm thinking maybe I should ball up that yarn and have a project ready to go. I just finished the Wicked scarf. So yeah, I guess I'll call in tomorrow night and see if I have to go or not. If I do have to go, maybe I should ball up that yarn tomorrow night. Okay, we are back from the yarn store. I have made myself a cup of coffee because it's 3 o'clock and I haven't done anything. I'm gonna have to catch up, so I think I'm gonna need some caffeine for this. We've got our ironing board. We're gonna start on our projects, and I gotta put my coffee down without the dogs knocking it over. And I don't want it to be anywhere near the ironing table. Okay, so I'm gonna start with these two. And you've seen me do it a million times before, so we're just gonna fast forward here. And you can see what I'm doing. I have the overhead lights on because it's hard to do this with the without having a light right on it. I find finding the fold against the white is really hard to do when I don't have a light shining directly on top of it. So I put my overhead lights on, because this is the hard part, is seeing where that fold is without the lights on. And because I'm sitting down as well. If I was standing up right over it, I'd probably see it better. So I will just continue on with this. I think we're cleaning the fish tank again tomorrow, and I need to look into getting more fish. I'm just very gun shy about getting more fish because last time I had fish in the tank and I got new fish, they were diseased. And I really can't afford to set up a whole quarantine tank just for that purpose. So I'm kind of playing roulette every time I go get more fish, and I don't want to lose these guys. But the fish store down the street is having a sale right now, so maybe I should try them again. It's been, was that last? Yeah, I guess it's been a good 6 months. That was the beginning of fall semester that I lost all the fish. So maybe it's time to try them again, because I do need a bottom feeder. I don't have one right now. And they have the best selection of tetras, since I did go ahead and get tetras. After the last disaster, we went back to tetras because they're just more resilient. Ow, that's so hot. Okay, so we got that guy, and then we're going to do the 2 zipper panels. So I'm just going to crank through all these, and then we will go to the sewing machine. It's basically just like any other pouch, except we're not going to sew the bottom, we're going to sew the sides. We're going to flip it inside out. Well, we're going to sew the sides, and then we're going to sew the bottom at the complete opposite of what you would think you would want to do. So you're just sewing the sides the other way around. But it's really hard. Your brain doesn't want to do it. You have muscle memory, and it doesn't want to do it. So I've been watching my Saturday vlogs, which are the log cabin guy. I don't know if you've seen him. What's his name? Wild Homestead. Wild Homestead. He's kind of a goofy guy, but he's got a cute little dog, and he's building a log cabin from scratch. He's built the whole exterior. Now he's working on a wood fire storage shed, and he's got to finish off the inside of the cabin, and then he's got to get a bathroom. He didn't build a bathroom onto this cabin, so he's gonna build one on the side of the cabin. I hate that car. Any of you ever watched that movie with Chevy Chase? It's hilarious. Him and his wife moved to a small Vermont town. It's like this quaint little town because he wants to write a book, and then their marriage kind of falls apart. He kind of goes stir crazy, and then they wind up trying to sell the house, and that's all I will tell you. I won't spoil it for you because it's friggin' hilarious. And their mailman is this crazy guy in this loud truck, and he basically drives around the neighborhood like a terror, almost running people over, and he just throws your mail out the window. And every time he hears the truck come by, Chevy Chase gets this wild look in his eye. So that's what that car reminds me of. Every time it goes by, I give that Chevy Chase wild look in my eye out the window. Okay, enough blabbering. Let's get this show on the road.
Once upon a time, there was a player in every corner doing tricks for a dime. All the streets were cold. He had his eyes on all the bright shining silver and gold. Oh, as time went by so slowly, if only he could show me silver and gold. Oh, he didn't need no reason more than the oh so pleasing bright shining silver and gold.
Okay, we've had a minor camera issue. The screw on my microphone stand that I use as a camera stand is stripped, or at least just not working with my camera any longer. So we're gonna try this setup and see if this works. Okay, back at it.
You don't even wanna know why. Lo and behold, you had your eyes on all the bright shining.
So we're gonna take our pieces. I don't have a lot of room right here. This is not a good setup. I have to order replacement parts, so hopefully this will only be during this time. So we are gonna sew our zipper on like we normally do, and just like any other zipper pouch. And then the only thing different is gonna be the very bottom. For some reason, my sewing machine pushes things. So you'll see, even though I thought I was starting at a reasonable length there, it's going to push it all the way off over here. So that's not going to work. We're going to have to take that out and do it over again. I really struggled with that on the coin purses with the zipper tabs. The easiest way, of course, is to find the midway point for both pieces, but I find that that takes up a lot of time. Normally I don't have this big of an issue with these, but lately I have been struggling to get these in a better position. Okay, let's try that again. So for some reason, I don't know if it's my presser foot or what, it just pushes it over. So I have to make sure that I have enough clearance on both sides of the zipper, knowing that this will be pushing it over slightly. So let's try that. It still seems very far over. I mean, look at that. That's way too close to that edge. I think I probably need to cut the zippers down more before I sew them on. I like the clearance over here. This is what I would like to have on both sides. But obviously that's gonna just get sewn in. let's try it one more time, and if not, we're just going to have to redo that zipper tab on one of the ends so that I can make the zipper shorter, because I do not like that at all. I really don't want to commit to that. If we should have the zipper shorter, then we can make that call now versus sewing these all down first.
As time went by so slowly, if only you could show me silver and gold. Oh, you didn't need no reason more than the oh so pleasing bright shining silver and gold. And when all is fair, just say a prayer, 'cause we know.
Okay, so now we're getting to the fun part. So we basically can stick our hand all the way through at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it this direction and sew it down this way. So we can either open these up, open these two seams up like this, or we can nest them. I like to nest the seams, which basically means you put them right up against each other and go and pull it into each other. So it kind of locks. Now for this one, we can sew it all the way across for the exterior. And I'm going to double stitch the bottom stitches here on the exterior because I really want this to be reinforced. This is going to be the bottom of the bag. This is going to have the weight, although it's not a lot of weight because you're putting a sock set in here. So it's not like a ton of weight, but if you were to use this for something else, it might have more weight to it. So I want to make sure it's really reinforced. So that's that. We are going to clip the edges, although there's not really a lot of corner there to clip. But we can clip that a little bit just so that when we poke it out, it's got a little bit more give to it. And then the fun part, we're going to do the same thing for the lining, but we have to leave a hole in the lining.
When all is fair, you just say a prayer, 'cause we are all in it for the as time went by so slowly, if only he could show me.
And it's just perfect. You could easily do a 2 skein project in here too, but it's more of the size of a sock set. So we're going to zip that up, and you have a cute little pyramid shape and a little handle. It's not quite a wristlet, at least not when you have bigger hands, but it's enough to hang on to. So super cute. Okay, I'm going to work on the rest of them, and then we'll chit chat when we're done.
If only he could show me silver and gold. Oh, he didn't need no reason more than the oh so pleasing bright shining silver. Oh, he didn't need no reason more than the oh so pleasing bright shining silver and gold.
Hey friends, so that's it for this week. Let's take a look at all of our pyramid pouches. So you got this one with the beehives. It's hard to hold all of these. The cats. The butterflies. Oop. The moths and beetles. And the sewing kitty cat's sewing room. Let me get the other ones. There's too many to hold. Then we have our gnomes. This is the one I made my sweater bag out of. And the honey pots. the foxes. Oop. So hard to hold all of these. Okay, the rainbow. Ah, there's one down. The sloths. And then the one we already had, the baking stuff. So you see how that handle is floppy? That's why I changed the size. So now it just kind of sticks out. So I think that's better. This was a 15-inch handle, which definitely you can stick your hand through, no problem. And these ones are 10-inch. So it's more like you carry it around like that than being an actual wristlet, because I don't know how useful a wristlet is on these things. Now the problem I'm going to have is I need somewhere to put all of these. So those pyramid pouches take up a lot of room. I'm going to have to scrunch some of my craft paper in there and stuff those, and then maybe put those in a bag as long as they're not getting smushed. And then I'm also going to need somewhere to put all of the project bags because it's like 2 different shows going on. So I'll have to figure that out. Probably have to buy another one of my very large wear bins. We are also wearing our finished moonlit shawl. I think you know what I'm going to say. Because I balled everything up together and made knots with everything and then made a different pattern, they don't all line up where they did last time. So that's going to annoy me. I also don't know that I like this yarn in this pattern. I didn't have enough yarn to do the whole border, so I just kind of stopped. So it looks kind of funky. Yeah, I don't know. We might be taking this apart at some point in the future. I was also thinking maybe of making a hat, but I don't really wear the hats very often. So you wouldn't get to see this very often, whereas if it's in scarf form, I can wear it to work. So we might have to do something else with that, but I'm kind of done touching it for right now, so we won't do that. And that's it. I think we've already started ironing the fabric for next week's video, so I will start that right after we finish filming this. So we're going to get started on the project bags, and then we'll save the sachets for the week before we actually do the craft fair. That way I can stuff them all and sew them all when I have the same thread in the machine. It'll just be a lot more efficient, so we're going to do that. So I hope to see you back here next week, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Love you, friends. Bye.